Alright, so it's been about a week now since Anime Vanguards Update 2 came out, and I've had some opinions on this update for a while now, but I was kind of caught up in the Anime Adventures FOMO, like everybody else, and I didn't want to comment on it just yet, but I think after playing this update enough, I have a good idea of the update, and I just kind of wanted to go over everything, give my thoughts and opinions, and honestly, I think Anime Vanguards is going in the right direction. I think the game really does have potential, and I think this update really shows that the devs want the game to do well. I think they just need to be a bit more transparent and try to respond a bit quicker to the community. I don't think waiting months for this type of quality of life is good. I don't think the community should have to wait this long for a response, whether it be video interviews with the devs or announcements. I don't think any of that's good, but I think this update really is a step in the right direction. So today I just kind of want to go over everything and see where the game's going. Um, but before I begin, I just want to say that these are all my opinions. You're free to disagree if you want. You're free to agree. You can hate the game, you can love it. I don't really care. At the end of the day, I want this game to do well. I know a lot of people do too, and I think arguing about it's pointless. If you like anime adventures, just go play anime adventures. If you like anime vanguards, just play anime vanguards. Don't let other people influence what games you play just because they might think it's bad. If you think a game has potential, just play it. But with all that said, I do want to go over some of the major things this update and sort of give my thoughts on them. So to start, we have a new endgame content game mode, which is essentially like the Infinity Castle in Anime Adventures, except each floor has a status effect, I guess. It has weather, which essentially just changes how the floor is played. It has certain conditions. Like, I know one of them is it's like a full moon or something. Um, Enemies have a 40% chance to dodge unless they get damage from a holy unit. So, stuff like that. It's essentially just Infinity Castle, but with an extra twist. There's more story finally, which I'm really happy about, because now we have new EXP food, which makes leveling units a bit easier. There's a new legend stage, which drops an item that gives you Gilgamesh, I think. You essentially just do the item's quest line, kind of like Toji, and then you just get the unit. It's pretty standard for this game, it's not bad. There's tons of new items you can craft, there's tons of new units. They reworked Namek, which is interesting. One of my big things is that they added a command seal shop, which is essentially just a shop for the currency from the story and legend stage. They drop command seals, and you can use those in this command seal shop. You can now disenchant or dismantle, I guess, essence stones, which essentially lets you downgrade them into green ones, which is insane. I know a lot of people have extra essence stones that they don't need. I'm the same. And now you can just downgrade them into 2 green essence stones. Actually, the rainbow ones give you 15 green essence stones when dismantled, which is pretty nice. The other big thing is unit normalizing. So essentially, whenever you get a shiny unit, it doesn't matter the rarity, every unit works. You can take off its shiny in exchange for 5 rerolls. So if you get a ton of just rare units with shinies you don't want, it's essentially free rerolls. Um, and that's personally basically everything that I liked about this update. There's now a weekend boost as well, which is interesting. It's only for player experience and challenge rewards though, which isn't bad. I personally just don't really need the experience right now. I mean, once I get my final slot, it's just kind of useless. The challenge rewards are pretty nice as well though. The stat chips, the essence gems, all that's pretty nice. I think they maybe could have done a bit more with the rewards that they give, but yeah. So far, I think this update's pretty standard. I don't think it's lacking in the way a lot of people say it is. I think the problem is that the devs built up this update for so long, saying that it was going to be the biggest update they've done yet. They released or they teased a new lobby. They were saying it's going to be crazy and insane. It's going to save the game. And it's just sort of standard. It's not a bad update by any means. It's just standard. I mean, and I think that's the problem and why a lot of the community isn't happy right now. Because if you say, hey, this update is going to save our game, it's going to be our biggest update yet, and then it's just a normal update, people are going to be disappointed. I mean, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. If the devs didn't hype up the update, well, people get mad because there's no communication. And if they hype the update up too much, then people are just kind of disappointed in the end. They set these unrealistic expectations in their head that the update is going to be crazy, and then when they see the update's just pretty basic, pretty normal for a game like this, they just feel like it was a waste of time and not worth waiting for, which I can understand. But at the same time, if your gripes with this game is the content and the quality of life or things like the essence stones, right? I know people were very unhappy with how you get green essence stones for a long time, and now they've essentially fixed it. Just about every event shop gives essence stones. You can now dismantle them. Now they have the 2 times challenge rewards, which are going to give even more. So problems like that have been fixed, and I don't know if people have the right to complain about that anymore, or stuff like that, because the devs really are listening and giving us quality of life that people want. But I know the update's still pretty hit or miss, especially because it wasn't what people expected it to be. But overall, I think it's a pretty good update. I think the amount of content is repeatable and grindable and fun, and there's also new quality of life. But feel free to let me know what you think down below. I know not everyone likes this update, and that's just how it is.